My trainer always says to us, never compromise. Think simple, think logic. He says he started his DJ gig when he was 15. And by the time he was at my age, he was already a professional. I think I should be able to do so too. This is the best feeling of my future. No more excuses. You know, I'm Norman.
I also learned how to select the crew that were better than me. Okay, never mind. By learning how to write a screenplay, I have the opportunity to help in areas such as storyboarding and scripting.
Brainstorming for a story screenplay is one of the core chapters in SGMP production course. To many of them, to propose a script for a story, it was an interesting experience, despite the fact that it was the first time that all of the learners here tried so hard to clear obstacles with different ideas and opinion on how the story should go.
During these brainstorming sessions, Dan Harmon's 8-step story circle was actively applied. This concept is essentially a story structure divided into 8 distinct parts, following a protagonist's journey. This method has successfully guided them to develop and structure the story logically with good character conflicts, creating exciting tension in the story.
Alright, so we've just attended the script and story development module. I think it was a very interesting course that we attended. We learned a lot about writing and developing our own scripts and stories. And we were given a very interesting final year project. Would you agree, Joe?
We are actually given a movie called Windflash, and the length of the movie is about 100 minutes. And we need to do a short film from there.
Yeah, so we were asked to basically adapt the story. I think adapt Whiplash from a 100-over-minute movie into a 15 to 20-minute short film. So it has about, I think we went through the screenplay. Do you remember how many scenes it has?
108 scenes.
Yeah, 108 scenes. So how many scenes did we end up with after our adaptation?
11 scenes.
11 scenes.
Yeah.
So we really had to make use of what we learned during the course, and what really helped us was Dan Harmon's story cycle. I think it's quite key.
We actually need to do a short film in 20 minutes. So we break down the script using the Dan Harmon cycle 8. We have to remain the inciting event, the pinch
so we
point.
basically use the 8 points, right? Like you, need, go, search, find, take, return, change. And we identified the story elements of the film. We plotted them out, and we came up with our scenes from there. So why don't we have a quick run through at our scenes? Yeah, so scene number 1, it begins in a way that is quite similar to how the movie started. Our main character, our protagonist, Andrew, is practicing away on his drum set, but he's interrupted by Fletcher, who is a conductor at the conservatory that Andrew is studying in. And Fletcher invites Andrew to come and practice with his band, which is something that Andrew, aspiring to be a great drummer, obviously wants.
Room B16 tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Don't be late.
So the next scene, scene number 2, we go to the band's practice room. Andrew joins band practice, but very quickly he is scolded, insulted, and humiliated by Fletcher by not being able to keep time. He's even slapped in the face, if I remember correctly in the script.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rushing or dragging?
Rushing.
So you do know the difference!
Scene number 3, Andrew is still determined to be the great drummer that he thinks he's destined to be. So he continues practicing so much that his hands are all callous.
Yeah,
right?
and bleed.
And bleeding, yes. And his father's very concerned. And we see that in scene number 4, Joe, when they're having dinner in Andrew's dining room, right? Interior Andrew's dining room night. So Andrew's father is very concerned, but Andrew just brushed his concerns away. He's determined to stay the course. Back to the band practice room in scene number 5. It's announced that there's going to be a competition, but Fletcher is undecided on which drummer will represent the band. Fletcher gets the 2 drummers, which is Andrew and the core drummer, Tanner, to engage in like a drum battle to see who can maintain 400 beats per minute. So they do it for hours, and both of them are bleeding and sweating, but Andrew finally clinches the top spot. He is the core drummer, and he's able to represent the band. So he gets what he wants.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, going back to the story cycle. So scene number 6, on the way to the competition, we are on a public bus. Andrew is there. Unfortunately, his bus gets into an accident. Andrew is very seriously injured.
Yes.
He's bleeding from the forehead, but he's determined to make it to the competition. He runs there. and he makes it in scene number 7 and the auditorium. Andrew makes it just in time for the performance. Fletcher's a little bit concerned, but Andrew decides to go on with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's so hurt that he's unable to concentrate on his performance. Fletcher has to dismiss him midway through, which makes Andrew very, very angry. They get into a physical fight. An argument and then a physical fight. We finally learn in scene number 8, back in Andrew's room, that Andrew, because of the fight, was expelled from the conservatory. Fletcher too, right? Because they got into the fight. Andrew decides to go back to normal life, to give up his dreams. He takes away his drum kit. So this is a very back-to-earth moment for Andrew. Andrew's looking for a job. In scene number 9, he walks into a bar for an interview, and who does he meet, Joe?
Fletcher.
He meets Fletcher, who is there as the bar's resident pianist, and the two have a conversation, and Fletcher invites Andrew to join him in a concert, actually, as a drummer. In the next scene, that Andrew finally, he decides to get back into drumming. He puts his drum kit together again and he starts practicing. In the final scene, I think this is the climax of the short film. Andrew, he joins the band for the concert, and he realizes that Fletcher gave him the wrong score. So Fletcher remembers, what caused him to lose his job. He was trying to get some measure of revenge against Andrew, but I think Andrew makes the best of the situation. He takes control. He delivers the performance of his lifetime, which it causes Fletcher to gain acknowledgement and respect for Andrew. But at the same time, Andrew, during this course of events, he also gains acceptance for Fletcher's methods. We end the film with Andrew giving an amazing drum performance, and Fletcher, I think, being very caught up in the moment, having finally groomed the next Charlie Parker. That's the end of our adaptation of Whiplash.
There are no 2 words in the English language more harmful than good job.